Hey, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how I create info product launch email sequences that adds an extra $5,000 to my client revenue every single month. Alright, now what I'm going to be breaking down here is the steps I take to create email sequences for my clients. So if you are an info product owner, I want you to sit tight and learn from this so you can apply it whenever you're working with another email marketer or whenever you're planning to launch or relaunch your info product. I've created a shit ton of info product email sequences for different info product owners who want to launch their info products. And what I've discovered is, though some of them were good and some of them bombed, I discovered that you don't just wake up one morning and decide to create an email sequence for an info product launch. There are a lot of things you have to plan. And when it comes to planning an email sequence, there are three things I look at. And these three things I look at are: number one, sub awareness. Now that means subscribers awareness. I'm going to be breaking it down. Number two, offer of the info product owner. Number three, the tone of the info product owner. Now before I write a single word of email, I want to make sure that I've spent at least 2 to 3 days dialing these three things down, because if I do not, I'm going to create an email sequence that doesn't convert. Alright, so I'm going to break down each and every one of them, and I'm going to tell you how I apply them into creating a stellar email sequence. Number one, subscriber awareness. Now, subscriber awareness is simply the awareness of the subscribers in my client's list. Now, one thing I want to make sure is I am messaging these subscribers the way that they want to message. Now, when I talk about subscriber awareness, I've noticed that the awareness of my client subscribers almost always fall under one of these three categories. Right? Number one, problem unaware. Number two, problem aware. And number three, solution aware. So what I'm doing within 2 to 3 days is I'm trying to find the specific points where I can message my client subscribers. I want to know if they are unaware of the problem that my client's product solves, if they are aware of the problem but they don't have a solution yet, or if they've tried other solutions and then they're tired, they're frustrated, they're like, oh, nothing works for me. I want to know, alright, because subscriber awareness is one of the core aspects of every single email sequence I write. Like, for example, if I write an email sequence that tries to sell those people who are problem unaware immediately, the email sequence is most likely going to bomb because they don't even know they have a problem yet. Alright, and I'm telling them that I have a solution. So it's going to be incongruent with their awareness level and they're not going to buy. Alright, so for problem aware, if I waste time telling them about the problem they're already aware of, they're not going to buy because it's going to be a waste of time for them. And after a period of time, they're going to get uninterested in my email sequence. Now for solution aware, these guys have tried a lot of things, so I want to come from a different angle to make them understand that, hey, my client's product is way better than anything you've tried. Alright, so I'm going to break down each of them. Now, when I find out that my client's prospects are problem unaware, now this is what I focus on. I focus on sending out emails that are problem specific. That means emails that agitate the problem, emails that point out the problem, emails that simply tell them, hey, this is a problem you have, this is a problem I had, my client had this problem, you have this problem, this is how it's affecting you, this is how it's stopping you from getting to where you want to be. I simply point out the pains and I point out the problems they have so that their eyes can be open, so they can realize that, hey, I really have something that needs solving. Alright, now the next step is, if I find out my clients' subscribers are problem aware, that means they already know they have a problem, but they do not know a solution exists. What I'll focus on doing is sharing my clients' methods, processes, the way my client solves the problem, the way he does things. And the goal is to let them know that, okay, you have a problem already, and my client has a solution. Alright, now the third group of people, these are the hardest to sell to, or the hierarchy of hardest to sell to. I would say the people who are problem unaware are hard to sell to because it's hard to get someone who doesn't know they have a problem to pay you to solve the problem. Alright, it's going to take a longer, the marketing curve to get them to buy immediately is going to be way longer. Alright, but for solution aware people, these are the big spenders. They've spent already on that product, on other products like that. So they are more than willing to spend on this one. But there's a huge but they've been burnt before. They've been tricked, they've bought fake products, they've been deceived, they've bought products that didn't work, they bought products that just were marketing hype and all that stuff. So what angle do I want to come from? I simply want to share testimonials, guarantees, case studies of people who my client's product has helped. So here I want to focus on sharing proof with them. Here I want to focus on sharing my client's method with them. And here I want to focus on revealing their pains and problems to them. Now, once I've been able to do this, once I've been able to find out, okay, this is my client subscriber awareness, okay, he's creating a product and these people don't know they have a problem. He's creating a product that solves these people's problem, but either they don't know, or they know about it, or they've tried other solutions. Once I understand this tree, I know where to come from. Alright, now the mistake a lot of business owners make, the mistake a lot of email marketers make is they just, you try to launch a product or to relaunch a product, and next thing you do is you just start thinking about how to sell it without knowing where your subscribers awareness is, because you want to make sure you're giving them the right message at the right time, at the right stage of their journey. Once you get one of it wrong, if you're sending the wrong message to any one of these classes, it's going to affect email sequence. Now I've talked about this tree. I'm sure you're wondering, how do I know this subscribers awareness? Now there's something I personally call it touch-based emails. Now these emails, I send them out to get a feel of my client's subscriber awareness. Now my touch-based emails can be a series of emails that span between 3 to 5 days. Now the goal of these emails is to get them to interact with me, to ask them questions about whether they know they have a problem or whether they've tried anything like this before, and to give them surveys to give them questionnaires, to get on Q&As with them, AMAs with them, to get them to reply, basically just simple touch-based emails. And the reason I focus on subscriber awareness is because when it comes to launching a product with email sequence, the trick is every single email you send out should flow into the next one. If you've seen a long sales copy before, a sales copy that's about 27 pages, 50 pages, if you've seen a long sales copy before, an email is simply like taking that long sales copy and breaking it down into subsections. So you want to make sure that these subsections tie into each other and are relevant to each other. So subscriber awareness, are they problem aware? Are they problem unaware, problem aware, solution aware? I want to make sure I know so I can create emails that are congruent to each other. Number 2, the offer. Now this is literally the most important part of my email sequence. Now before I create a single piece of email for my client, I want to know the offer he's going to make into the email subscribers. Now, how do I know this? Now I want to put together a Google Doc of the benefits of the product the client is creating. Number 2, the discounts, whether a person is going to give in an early bird discount, fast action taker discount, first 5 days buyers discount, all kinds of discount the person is giving. The testimonials, I want to make sure I have a Google Doc filled with testimonials so I can create case studies for them. And then number 4, stories. Alright, I want to get the client stories. I want to know the personal story of the client, grass to grace story of the client, hero journey story of the client. I want to know everything. Now, when I put all these 4 things together into a Google Doc, what I want to create for my client, which is now going to help me create a very stellar email sequence, is these 5 things. Number 1, I want to be able to create big ideas to sell my client's product. Now, I'm going to give you an instance. Now, last year I worked with a writing coach who taught people how to write New York bestsellers. Alright, so I was like, what's the major problem for people who want to, this was a question I asked her, what's the major problem you've encountered with those who you've helped to write New York bestsellers? And then she talked about the price of getting an editor, the price of working with publishers, the expensive cost of promoting their books and all that stuff. So the first thing I did was put out touch-based emails to point out these problems to the subscribers in our list. Now the next thing I did was to create a big idea. So for me to create a big idea, what I asked her was very simple. Now when you work with these people, what's the major thing you teach them? And then she was like, the major thing she teaches them is a process that she has used multiple times over, and she calls it the dream picking process. So what I simply did was I put together a headline, kind of like a big idea for the product, and the big idea was simply, you don't need to spend so much hours trying to write a bestseller when you can use this dream picking method. So a big idea is simply a single sentence, right? Something very explanatory that breaks down the big benefits of the products and also talks about the unique mechanism that delivers that big benefit, and also the time frame in which the benefit will be delivered. Alright, so I'm going to break it down so it will be easy for you. Alright, big benefits plus unique mechanism plus time frame. Alright, so this is a very simple way for even a dummy to create a big idea. Alright, so for my client, what was the big benefit? Right, so the big benefit for my client was New York bestseller. What's the unique mechanism? Dream picking. What's the time frame? 90 days. Right, so pretty simple. How to become a New York bestseller using my dream picking process in 90 days or less. Simple. That's a big idea. That can be the headline, that can be the sub-headline, and that's what my email sequence would revolve around. Alright, so I use these informations to create big ideas, lead angles. Now when I talk about lead angles, I'm talking about how I begin my emails. Alright, now lead angles are simply ways that you can begin your marketing message. For example, for each email I write, I could start by telling her personal story. I could start by telling a personal story of one of her clients or one of the people who she has helped. And those are angles I can come from. So this information helps me create lead angles that I can use to start my email sequences. Now, number 3 is framing. Right now, what is framing? Framing is simply taking something that looks ordinary and presenting it to somebody in a way that looks different. For example, when we're creating this course, what we're doing is we're targeting CEOs and top level executives. And for us to sell this product to them, we have to frame it in a way that allows them to know that, okay, this works specifically for this kind of people. Alright, so we didn't want, this was simply, we just wanted CEOs and top level executives because it was a high ticket product. Right, so we were scaring away other people who were not in this category, and then we're framing it for just this set of people. Alright, number 4, transitions. Right, now transitions is simply a way to flow from one part of my email to the other part. For example, flow from sharing the personal story of my client, talking about the benefits of my client's product, to talking about a discount that anybody who buys sooner would get. Alright, so that's what transition is. And then I could also use these things to create more stories that I could use to sell a product. So you see how important knowing the offer of my client is. With just the benefits, discount, testimonials, and stories, I could create a whole lot of marketing material for my client's launch. Number 3, client store. Now this is the third and most important part that I pay attention to when I create email sequences for my clients. Now I want to identify my client's tone because I can decide to write in my own tone when I create sales copies, VSLs for my client, and other marketing materials. But when it comes to creating emails are very intimate. That means I want to write in the tone of my client, so my client subscribers don't feel like, oh, my client had someone to do this for them. So I want to get the tone of my client. I want to understand the popular phrases they use. I want to understand the way they talk, and I want to be able to adapt it when I'm creating other emails for them. Now, getting my client's tone can be very hard sometimes. So what I do is I ask them to send me 3 to 5 VNs each, talking about their accomplishments, things they've been able to achieve. I also ask them to send me 3 minutes plus voice notes of them talking about the product that we're about to sell, and also talking about the benefits of the product that we're about to sell, and then also talking about how, let's see, what makes them stand out. Alright, so when I listen to this 3 to 5 voice notes, What I'm looking for is phrases that my clients commonly use. I'm looking for their tone. I'm looking for how high their pitch could get. I'm looking for popular words that they use throughout their speech. So I can create emails that is in line with their tone, so it doesn't look off to their email subscribers. Now, with these three, I am armed to create a very, very converted email sequence for my clients. Now, here's a few steps I follow when I am now using those three things. I've now gathered my information about my client's product, which is the offer, tone of my client, and also my client subscribers awareness. Now, these are some steps I follow in creating an email sequence that does good numbers. Number one, I always write for one person. Now, when you're writing an email, you want to avoid using statements that signify you are talking to a large group of people, like hello guys, hello there. You want to be very specific, and you want to always use your client subscribers first. All right. Number two, I write like my client talks. All right. I write for one person. All right. Write like my client talks. I already know their tone, so I want to write like they talk. I don't want to write like I'm writing it down. All right. Number three, I want to switch between short and long sentences to create a reading for my clients' readers, for my email readers. All right. I want to switch between short sentences, short and punchy sentences, to long sentences that hold the eye of my readers. So it creates a rhythm that makes them stick and read emails to them. Number four, I want to use simple language. I don't want to use complex sentences. I want to use simple languages that my clients, my client readers can understand. Number five, I want to write fun and entertaining emails. And this is where storytelling comes in. I want to make sure that my email sequence is not boring or is not something that makes my readers feel like, no, I don't want to read this thing. I want to make my emails fun and also entertaining. And I want to make sure that at the end of each email, this fun and entertaining emails guides them slowly to the sale. So they're going to be sold without knowing they're getting sold. Alright? Number six, I want to edit the email. Once I've written the sequences, so I want to edit and add power words that pack a punch into my client email. Number seven, I want to remove unnecessary words, redundant words that end with ly, like very, surprisingly, and I want to replace them with power words. Alright, number eight, I want to rewrite sentences that don't look right, sentences that don't flow with email. Alright, so with these 8 things, I'm armed to write an email sequence that highly converts for my client. Alright, so if you are a client, if you're an info product owner, and you're someone who wants to launch a product and add at least an extra $20,000 in revenue to your bank account, I want to help you do this. I want to help you launch your course. I want to help you create email sequences that add an extra $20,000 to your account. And then you don't pay me upfront. All you do is write me a check if I'm able to hit this target for you. So if you're interested, there's a link in the description. So I want you to tap that link and then you'll get in touch with me. Let's discuss. And also, if you love this video, I want you to like the video. And if you like my channel, because there are a couple of other nice videos, I want you to like and then subscribe and then tell your friends about it. There's a share button. Tell your friends about my videos so you can learn from it too. This is where I end today.